Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at your magic wand. So the idea for this reading was because first of all, I love wands. Obviously, these are all of my wands that I have here, and it's basically a metaphor for the concentrated expression of your magic. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. I don't know what's going to come up in these readings, so I'm really excited to get into it. We have three options as per usual. Group number 1 is the mystical magical wizard. Group number 2 is the fairy princess or fairy godmother. Group number 3 is the witch. Reminds me of like a Hogwarts-esque type of person. So select the image that you are the most drawn to. If you feel called to more than one, that's totally fine too. Maybe you even want to watch all the readings. Just take the messages that resonate or feel like they are for you and leave the rest. We'll see you in your readings. And for those of you who would like to see more of my wands and description of my wands, we have number 1, the Wonder Wand, classic from like the 90s. I don't know if you guys remember these, but they were always super fascinating to me as a kid. These were like the pre-neurospicy stim toys, you know what I mean? Like these were just classic. So I still enjoy playing with this today. I also have my Hermione wand. So this is like a little mini version of Hermione's wand from Harry Potter. And when you press the button, the little end lights up. I like saying Lumos and then having that. That's just like the coolest thing ever. And this is a wand that I got from a witch class that I took. So it was like an in-person study of witchcraft. And we got to select a wand at the end of it. And this was the one that called to me. It says believe. And it's got a little star charm. And I just absolutely love this one. And this one's more like for charms and stuff like that. And then I have this one, which I made years ago, kind of janky, but I love it. We got the Hamsa hand. I got this stick off the ground from a tree near my house. I wrapped some like twine or something or whatever this is called around the bottom, glued a quartz crystal to the top, and voila, we have my protection wand. So I use this one for banishing and protection. So let's find out what your wands are. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. You guys chose the magician, this wizard-esque individual. So this feels very much like the magician archetype, and in classical sense, this is one of the most associated characters with magic. So if you chose this image, I feel like a lot of your magical expression is going to be in a very archetypal way. So wisdom is something that I'm picking up on intuitively, wisdom being a big part of your magical practice and your magical expression. So your wand, I feel, would be very straightforward and to the point, but also archaic. Does that make sense? It's like completely straight stick of wood, but from a tree that is thousands of years old. That's kind of the vibe that I get from you guys. So I'm interested to see what comes up. We have a couple of different, okay. I was going to say we have a couple of different decks to get some information for you, but first thing out, we have the throat chakra. Okay. So yeah, there's something about expression through the throat that could be significant here. So this could be another way that you express your magic, like your wand is your voice, really, and using your voice to cast spells, literally, like when we say things out loud, when we speak things into existence, this could be a conduit for you to express your magic, because that's essentially what a wand is it's just a concentrator for our magic, and it helps to point and focus and direct it. And so the archetype of that is being expressed for you, group number 1, through your throat chakra. So writing, speaking, teaching, singing could be part of this as well, rapping, basically any form of verbal self-expression. Okay, interesting. Let's get some more information here. We have discontent and boredom. That's the 4 of Cups energy. I just saw 222 on the recording time. I feel like discontent and boredom are blocks to your magic, so you want to be aware of those things and make sure that you are remaining engaged in what it is that you're doing or what it is that you're wanting to create. I feel like your magic needs to be used, group number one. If you don't use it, it's almost like it eats away at you from the inside. That's what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. Your magic needs to be expressed. It needs to be used. And it's not the type of magic that you can leave dormant for too long. If you don't express it, if you don't move it, it's corrosive. That's what they're showing me. It's kind of like it needs to be circulated. So I think like if you don't speak your truth, if you don't say something or you kind of hold something back, it becomes detrimental for you and it starts to kind of eat you from the inside out. Yeah, they gave me the phrase eat you alive. So you really need to be focused in expressing your magic, speaking your truth, sharing your story, writing things down, recording things. I just heard start a podcast. Okay, for somebody in this group, your magic is going to be expressed through a podcast, or it could be if you want to, but it's like you need to do something that really helps you to feel engaged. Something that gives you a sense of purpose is what I just heard as well. Purpose is really important for you, group number one. So having a goal in mind or like a larger reason why you're doing something or saying something or speaking up on something is super important for expression of your magic. Oh my God, I knew wisdom was going to come out. That was the vibe I was getting from the image that you guys chose and from you energetically. It just feels like wisdom. It feels like the archetype of the magician, like Merlin or Gandalf, Dumbledore. Like these are the vibes that I'm getting. These are classic magician archetypes, and the core of that is wisdom. So you guys have a lot of wisdom to share here, and it needs to be expressed. It needs to be taught. It needs to be spoken on. And like I said, if you don't use that, it doesn't just sit there gathering dust. It starts to corrode you. So it's really important that you speak. Whoa, you guys have the third eye chakra as well. I just saw 444 on the recording time. Yeah, so this is huge. These are actually my main two, so I feel like I'm kind of in this group with you, group number one. If you felt drawn to this reading and you're resonating, I am right here with you because my dominant energy is actually my throat chakra, which is why I speak and channel for a living, and my secondary is the third eye, which is why I'm clairvoyant and prophetic and why I channel messages, again, for a living, professional psychic. So there's something about that here as well. You could resonate with that lifestyle or that expression of yourself. I see you being very gifted, able to see and guide the way, they just told me. And they showed me Gandalf leading the Fellowship of the Ring through Middle Earth. So it's like you're a very good guide for others, maybe because you can see and then speak so clearly. Your wand is your word. They just said that so loud in my head. Yeah, that's what I was feeling from the throat chakra. Your wand is your word, group number one. And it is powerful. So when you see it and you speak it, you can create it, which is why it needs to be expressed so tangibly. So I'm interested in how you can express this. We keep getting all these chakras. I swear there's only 7 of them in this huge ass deck, and you got 3 in your reading, group number 1. So I think a lot of this is expressed through your energy body, of course, but the root chakra is related to your physical body. And I did just say, how is this like physically manifesting? So you might need to like move your body to get this energy moving, because they were showing it to me as you being physically like corroded from the inside out if you don't express this. So I think some of this could be even nonverbal through movement, or through art or through creation. Like the third eye is very artistic and very imaginative. It's like I see a lot of people with third eye dominant energy going into fields of artistry, photography, cinematography, drawing, painting. And these two together, these are like fantastic storytellers. So the archetype could be expressed through you exploring archetypes and creating stories, fantasies, things like that. That could be something that's an expression for you. But the root chakra is connected to your physical body, to your tribe, to your community, and to the earth. So I really feel like this is something that needs to be physically expressed. Maybe you make something physically out of what you're wanting to say or teach or share your vision about, or maybe this is you physically moving your body, because I keep getting that message or that imagery of you just like being able to move your body freely. Because communication isn't just through words, it can also be telepathic, which is through the mind and the third eye, and it can also be nonverbal and physical through the body. So nonverbal communication could also be really important here too. Okay, let's get some of these sacred portal cards. Freedom. Wow, I think that you may have felt trapped, group number 1. Isolated, I just heard the word isolated. So if you felt isolated and trapped, maybe because your wisdom far outreaches your compatriots. That's the phrase that they just gave me. Your wisdom far outreaches your compatriots. So you might feel a bit isolated, not even physically, but I mean, that could be part of it too. But simply because you're so different, it's like Dumbledore didn't have a lot of people he could really relate to. Gandalf was connected to people, but he was always kind of going off on his own. Merlin was like famously isolationist and he lived in a cave. So there's a lot of almost like hermit archetype that goes along with this particular wizard theme and expression. So you may have experienced feeling trapped. And I just heard the word unmotivated as well. So there could be something to do with feeling a lack of motivation or not knowing how to express yourself freely. Yeah, because the repressed aspect of the throat chakra can be when we feel trapped in our own self, like we're not able to express. Interesting. Okay, so your wand, your magic is expressed through freedom of speech, freedom to think how you want to think, to see the bigger picture, to analyze the wisdom of the greater world, and to express that in some kind of physical way. So I'm going to ask about the root chakra. How is this expressed physically for group number 1? I actually feel both of those. Oh, we've got 3 here. Beyond fear. This guy's skydiving. Can't be bored if you're jumping out of a plane, that's for sure. You have birth. I just got the wisdom of the rebirth cycle, and you have presence as well. Okay. So I think being present with yourself is important here. Being able to feel your feelings is also a really strong expression or conduit for your magic. Feeling your feelings through the body. So grounding and anchoring, I think, is going to be really, really key here. And I can tell you from my own experience, functioning at these upper chakra levels at kind of like my baseline, it can sometimes be difficult to integrate that physically into the body or express that into the community or into the group. I struggled a lot with that, especially in my earlier years, feeling like I was an outcast, not being understood by people, and feeling like I didn't even understand myself, and constantly needing stimulation but not getting the right kind of it. So it led to me feeling quite isolated, outcast, alone with my thoughts, and I would kind of go into my own mind a lot and read a lot and kind of retreat into the imaginary realm because that just felt safer, and which can be quite ungrounding. So there's something here about your magic needing to be expressed, yes, through fantasy, yes, through your mind, yes, through your wisdom and your verbal expression, but also through how you ground that into the physical reality. And that could be doing something physically with this magic, with your gift, expressing it in a way that allows you to move beyond the fear and free yourself from any disconnection. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, like being present with yourself, feeling into what your truth is, and then being able to act on that, which can sometimes be challenging because it does kind of force you to face those repressed fears or aspects of the self. But this is how your magic is going to be best utilized, group number 1. And I see you going through birth and birth and birth. So it's like you keep going through these birth cycles. And I think that's why there's a lot of wisdom here, because you're very experienced at soul level, group number 1. When we look at all of the archetypes of the wizard and the magician, they're old. They're all old. And so that's where they get their wisdom from, is like years and years of experience. And I'm seeing that here in terms of reincarnations. So you've been through many, many, many reincarnations, not just here on earth, but all over the place. So you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience that you've garnered from trial and error, basically, like incarnating into physical planets and different dimensions and stuff like that, and having to face your fears and going through this trial and error process and feeling trapped and discontent and struggling with those things and going through multiple different rebirth processes, both through the reincarnation cycle, but also just like through your own evolution as an individual in each given lifetime. So your magic is expressed through the fact that you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom about what it's like to live a life and how to direct that as positively as possible, as empowering as it can possibly be. Okay, let's get a couple of the coffee cup oracle cards. I actually feel this one. News, messages, and the birds. Okay, the birds card always talks to me about being a messenger. So this is like Hermes energy, the god of communication. That goes along with the throat chakra really, really well. So you are meant to be a divine messenger, because birds are messengers of the divine. So you're here to like ground some kind of information or wisdom from the divine onto earth, speaking that truth, moving beyond the fear and being able to share from this higher presence, this higher truth, this higher wisdom, and doing it in a way that feels fun and freeing. Okay, interesting that you got the anchor, stability and security. That goes really well with the root chakra. That's exactly what the root chakra is about. So I feel like this is part of the process of utilizing this gift, anchoring it into reality, which is what a wand does. It takes your magic and makes it usable. It makes it expressible. It concentrates it and focuses it. So this is what helps you to do that. Group number 1 is grounding. Because if you don't have those stable, grounded roots, then you're going to have a hard time expressing your higher vision and your inner truth. Your authentic expression can become repressed and corrosive. They're bringing me back to that energy of corrosiveness. So grounding your energy is of the utmost importance for you, group 1. Yeah, you must ground your energy. On the bottom of the deck, we have justice, documents with the scales card. So balancing things out, super, super important here as well. And grounding helps you do that, because a lot of your energy, your magic is concentrated in the upper chakras. So you got to just balance that out with the root. Okay, let me see if there's anything else that they want to bring through here. Okay, they're showing me the structures. So they're showing me there's like a little castle in the background here, the house, the cage as well. And they showed me this gateway. So it was like these buildings or structures could be significant conduits for you to express your magic. Maybe having a safe home or somewhere that feels like a sacred or protective space for you could be significant. I did mention the cave for Merlin. So maybe having a safe place where you can go to practice your magic or to do healing or to just feel really stable and grounded. This could be like that anchor point that helps you to root yourself down so that you can express your magic, so that you can use that wand, which is your voice, and you can speak up and say something. This could also indicate working from home and freeing yourself from the trap or obligation of working in an environment or in a system that really doesn't resonate with you. Because as a magician archetype, group number 1, you are probably not going to feel comfortable working in environments or jobs or situations where you're not allowed to express yourself freely. You feel like your vision isn't honored or your truth isn't understood. So I really see that another way that you can best express this magic is through either working for yourself, having a stable foundation that really honors and respects your abstract way of seeing and communicating your wisdom, and allows you to do that in a very direct way. I'm getting like respect is really important for you. You need to be respected. You need to be respected by the people in your life that you're sharing this wisdom with. And you also need to respect yourself, I think, too, which is why protecting yourself and having a stable home base or having a foundation that feels really nice and secure helps you to move beyond this fear. It's like having having this home or having this sense of home within you gives you the security to be able to go through these different rebirth processes in your life and move beyond this fear, which leads you to freedom. Because if you feel secure within yourself, you're not going to feel trapped within any external systems of control. You're gonna take it upon yourself to move beyond what the constructs are creating. Does that make sense? Like, you're gonna free yourself, basically. That's what I'm seeing. So that is what I have for you, group number 1. What an amazing, magical gift that you have. So to use this in this wand, express it through your voice, share your vision, speak your truth, embrace this wisdom that you have within, and make sure that you are grounding and have a stable home base or a sense of inner security or stability that is going to help you deliver these messages that you are called here to deliver. Thank you so much for being here on the channel, guys. I am so honored and grateful to be able to do these readings for you, because this is truly my gift and my expression, and I want to give that and share that with you guys to help you in your lives as well. I love you so much, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the image of the fairy. Sparkly, magical, very, very lighthearted, childlike, innocent. I'm getting fairy godmother vibes from her, so it feels very much like there's this sense of lightness and blessing energy that I'm getting from you guys. So your wand, which is essentially the expression of your magic. All that wands do is basically concentrate and mobilize your magic so that it can be focused and expressed. So we're going to get some information on how that works for you and what your quote-unquote wand is. Okay, third eye chakra, that came up in group 1 as well, and throat chakra. Okay, both of those came up in group 1, so there may be some messages there for you as well. I'm just gonna keep, okay. your cards are very aggressive, like they just really, whoa, okay, solar plexus chakra, I was gonna say aggressive, and that's very solar plexus, so mobilized, I just heard mobilize the energy. Whoa, awareness, the magician, and I saw 111 on the recording time, and this is the first card of the major arcana. Well, it's the second, but it's the number 1. So holy crap, your energy is strong, group number 2. And you may resonate with group 1 as well. We were talking about the magician archetype, and you literally have this here with the awareness card. So I feel like a strength from you. Deceptively strong, I just heard. Okay, conflict and defeat. Facing conflict and defeat with awareness and overcoming it with courage is what I just heard. Yeah, that's that solar plexus energy, being able to overcome things that felt like setbacks to you. I think that's where that fairy godmother energy comes from. It's like if you're challenged with physical circumstances that feel like they are stopping you in your tracks or not allowing you to be your most empowered self, I see your magic being expressed through this unwillingness to give up. Like you've got grit, you've got determination, you've got perseverance. Like that's really the vibe I'm getting. And being that determined allows you to push through obstacles, overcome obstacles. I did see 222 on the recording time. So you're able to balance things out and build for the future, overcoming any conflict and being successful coming out of something that could have defeated you. So I feel a lot of strength from you. You also have the Empress card with fertility. Wow. I heard fertile mind. Fertile mind. Your mind is your wand. That's what Spirit just said. Your mind is your wand, group number 2. Your magic comes from your mind, and they have these circles around the heads here. Yeah, it's in your head is very powerful. Your mind is very powerful. You do have the third eye here, so it makes sense, right? But it's like the way that you think about things. It feels optimistic, you know? It's like you're able to see a way out from something that maybe other people would see as like a black pit or a void or a black hole that's inescapable. And you're like, nope, I'm going in the other direction. I'm running up towards the light no matter what. And oh my God, I literally just saw 333 as well. You're getting all the synchronicities, all the angel numbers, all the activation codes, group number 2. So this is really powerful. Your magic is, they also just gave me the word sustainable. Your magic is really sustainable. And they're showing me vital force energy moving through your chakra system and being expressed through your determination and will, which is through the solar plexus. So action is really important for you. Moving your physical body, they just said as well. So grounding, we were talking about that in group 1, but for you, I'm getting it as like exercise. Your body and your mind are your wand, group number 2. So being able to express it through your physicality, your unwillingness to give up, and your grit and determination to persevere through physical circumstances that challenge you is what allows you to express your divine gift. Whoa, you have the Wheel of Fortune with the Destiny card here. 3 major arcana, 3 chakras. This is really super powerful energy, group 2. You have a lot of different fractalized awareness is what they're showing me, because look at all these different versions of this girl here. So you're able to see from multiple different angles. You're able to integrate different levels of awareness, and then that helps you to persevere. That's what they're telling me. That helps you to overcome challenges, because if you can see it from a different angle, you can find a solution. Looking at it from one direction, it might seem like a brick wall, but you're able to move in a different way and look at it from a different angle, perceive it in an alternate fashion, and then it's like you're able to adapt and overcome. It's almost giving me like Bear Grylls vibes, the Survivor man. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's the vibe I get from you, group number 2. You're able to overcome so many challenges. Patience and planning. Okay. I do feel that in circumstances that challenged you, again, I looked up at the time and it was 555. It's just like nonstop with you guys. Okay. So if you see a lot of activation codes like that, if you see a lot of angel numbers throughout your day, especially those ones, what was it? 111222333555. That could be significant to you pushing forward to overcome something. That's what Spirit's telling me. You see those around the time that you're kind of going through like portals or gateways where there's a lot of destined growth that comes from that. It's like your hero's journey. That's kind of the feeling I get. It's like you're the princess or the prince in the fairy tale, and you come up against these challenges that are meant to kind of force you to not give up. And they test your faith, but at the same time, they show you how strong you are, and they allow you to have patience and to plan your next steps. And I think that because you're so psychic with this third eye and the destiny and awareness, I think that you're able to see into a little bit into the future as well, group number 2, or you could if you wanted to, because then you can better like walk with faith, if that makes sense. It's like, I think that's what kind of fuels the optimism, is the fact that you can see a greater truth. You know that there's not only one truth, there's like multiple truths, multiple aspects of yourself, multiple solutions to a problem. And so even if you don't necessarily see it right away, it's like you have this faith within you that can be used to your advantage, because if you can just be patient and pay attention to what you're feeling intuitively and what you're getting psychically or instinctually, especially through synchronicities, then you're able to take action and overcome something or a series of somethings that were challenging to you. Emotional loss. Maybe this was one of the challenges, having conflict in evolving through your ability to handle losses or pains or conflicts and a feeling of defeat, because that's kind of what I was getting there with the conflict and defeat in the emotional loss card. It's like facing up against emotional challenges that made you feel like you were failing or that you were losing things that you valued. And it's like this determination helps you keep moving. This is your magic wand. This is how you express your divine self. It's really through your determination and your unwillingness to give up. I just keep saying that because that's what Spirit keeps giving me, your unwillingness to give up, like just continuing to hold the faith, have the hope, be aware, watch what's going on in your environment, like pay attention to what you're feeling and sensing and getting intuitively, and then like boom, you're always able to overcome, even if it's just by like, a hair. You're able to do it. You're able to make it through. Suffering in silence. Ooh. But you do also have the balance card, and on the bottom of the deck, I felt called to look at it, and you have the strength card with power. So yeah, I feel a lot of strength, a lot of willpower, and as you've been through these different ups and downs in life, I think you've learned a lot of balance, group number 2. We'll get some sacred portal cards for you as well. So how does group number 2 need to express this magic? I actually filled this card. Underworld. This is why you're so strong. Group number 2 is because you're not afraid to go into the underworld. Like the image you chose is this very delicate, feminine, sparkly, light, etheric fairy. But the energy that I'm getting from you and from this reading is actually that you are deceptively strong. Like, to look at you people might think that you're all fluff, but no, they would be vastly mistaken, because you are hella strong. And I think it's because you've literally descended into the underworld of the self, or into the underworld of all of these different situations that challenged you in life and caused you to really face up against your pain. You've been through like these different gateways of pain and suffering, and you've balanced it somehow. Like, you're able to alchemize it. You're able to turn it into awareness and wisdom. And this is part of your destiny, is what they're telling me. We've got these like spiraling energies. You can see that here and here. So this is about the evolution of the soul. It's also about breaking free. And we were talking about freedom in group number 1. So I feel like this is a big part of your destiny, group 2, and I saw 1111. Yeah, it's definitely part of your destiny, is activating higher and higher and higher levels of consciousness through the catalyst or the alchemy process of facing the darkness within. So there's like a lot of shadow work that I'm seeing here, a lot of challenges that you've had to face. And I don't think it's always going to be that way, group number 2. I think that was kind of like fodder for your growth, but past a certain point, you don't necessarily need that, and you can express or learn in different ways. So I'm curious about what those ways may be. Okay, we have seclusion. We were talking about seclusion and isolation and stuff in group 1. So again, I feel like there's connections between these 2 readings, but I think that being in a peaceful location, somewhere that's very serene, is super important for you. Somewhere that's connected to nature, almost like this image of this cabin in the mountains. It's like being connected to nature helps you to ground. It helps you to feel safe, and maybe to release and purge some of this more challenging emotional or mental stuff that you've had to face in life. It's like having a respite, a place that you can just unwind and disconnect from the world. I think that's really important. And they're showing me the buzzing of the mind. So if your mind is really, really busy, take some time alone to seclude yourself. I think these are the times when you're able to alchemize a lot of darkness, is because you're able to look within. You're able to see beyond the veil and to assess these deeper layers of the self and call them forth. Honor those aspects of you that suffered, or that have pain, or that are angry, and integrate those into your conscious awareness. That's where your power comes from. And I know, based on this solar plexus energy, that that's what gives you the motivation to keep going, is because you can derive power and strength from your weaknesses. It's so cool, group number 2. Yes, you have the victory card underneath. I gave that whole long speech, and then they were like, turn the deck over, and boom, victory. Yes, that's exactly it. Like, you are victorious. Trust underneath that. Yeah, especially as you trust the process, trust yourself, trust your own power, and then, have the trust to not give up. I really, really feel that strongly. You have multiverse here as well, and I was getting that from the destiny card. It's like multiple aspects of yourself, multiple parallel aspects of yourself being integrated into your consciousness, which is what gives you this greater awareness that allows you to overcome and be victorious over any challenges. And we also have the rebirth card with the phoenix here. So it feels like you've been through a lot of cycles of rebirth, and that also has contributed to your awareness and your perseverance. Okay, we're going to get some coffee cup oracles for you as well, group number 2. This did come up in group 1, so they're just kind of reiterating that if you felt called to that one, there's definitely messages there for you. I actually feel these 2 cards as well. Luck, money, and coins. Okay. I feel like if you faced any financial challenges, group number 2, going into the subconscious and addressing some of these things around abundance, and I'm getting that from fertility as well, will help you to create wealth in your life in multiple different forms. And having the patience to be able to plan an escape route is what they just showed me. It's like an escape route to get out of the lack mentality or the experience of disconnection. So having the resources you need is definitely something that will help you to express your power, group number 2. That's a big message I'm seeing here, because it's going to give you the opportunity to feel stable and secure. And from that, you're able to overcome anything. And it doesn't mean that you can't feel that way without having the resources or the finances, but it helps, right? Like, money can provide for your physical needs. And at a root chakra level, which came up in group number 1, this really does help you to overcome some of these things in the physical reality that were challenging to you. We have the Ocean card with distance and journey. You could be called to go on a journey overseas or at a distance. Could be on the ocean because you the anchor and the Ocean card. And this could be part of the seclusion, right? It's like finding a place that you feel really safe and secure in. I do feel that it's important for you to not be completely alone and to not kind of like sit in your suffering. It's important that you're connected, but I do see a lot of your healing happening in isolation or in seclusion. But it's not that you're ever truly alone. It's just that you need those periods of being alone to be able to stabilize and anchor and alchemize. That's what they keep showing me, is this like process of alchemy. So you're able to take the darkness and turn it into light, and then have that as fuel to be able to continue growing and expanding and expanding and expanding. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Crown with success and pride. So I do feel like you have an ascension process that you're going through, group number 2. And part of your magic wand, your magical expression, is through your ability to achieve great things. Success is important here. And I think that's partially why the Luck and Money card came up, is you're able to alchemize these fears or these distortions into success financially, physically as well. Like the solar plexus chakra is very much about being able to take action towards your goals and be successful. It's to achieve things, and I'm seeing that being a focus here. So it's important for you to achieve things in your life. So having goals is key to you expressing your divine self, your magic. That's part of the wand, is like, do you have a goal? Can you direct your will towards that? And can you alchemize anything in the deeper parts of the self, or these conflicts that you're facing in the physical reality as a projection of what's going on in the subconscious mind, into this growth cycle, into this energy that helps you overcome that which was holding you back? So I see a lot that you've written into your soul contract. A lot of it has very much tested you, but it's like you are on this hero's journey. And so, yeah, of course, you're going to have a lot of kind of ups and downs, because there's many chapters to this book, and it would be pretty boring if it was just you going through this mundane story arc of like not really doing anything, not really leveling up, not being challenged, and then just being successful, and like that's it. That would be a boring book. I would not want to read that. And I know that you're not a book, group number 2, okay? You're not a book. You're a real life human being, and you are a soul exploring this lifetime. But from the vantage point that I'm seeing here, this is all catalyst for growth, and it is a very interesting story. Okay, so if you can embrace that, which I think that you do, right? Because that's part of your strength, you're able to alchemize that into your magic, and then empower yourself and express that in a very destined format. Could be through speaking, writing, sharing your truth, starting a business, creating a product, trusting the process, doing personal healing and alchemy. It could even be through physical feats, overcoming physical illnesses, mental illnesses, improving your physical constitution, like exercising or even doing marathons. Like, I'm seeing a lot of different things here. Traveling could be important here. I'm seeing a lot to do with building wealth. So definitely business, career are emphasized in how you express your magic. So these are all conduits for you, and you have any given, number of things that you could do, because again, you're one of those, your magic is in your ability to just set your mind to something and then do it. So you can really do anything you set your mind to. It's just, do you want to do it? Like, that's the question. What do you want to do, group number 2? Because as soon as you answer that question and you start moving towards that goal, you're going to achieve it. It's just a matter of time. That's the beautiful thing here. It's really just a matter of time, because your mind is your want. All right, group number 2. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. It was such an honor to read for you today. This was a fantastic read. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me and allowing me to express my gift and share with you my magic. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the witch with the classic magical wand and, witchy vibes. So I'm really interested to find out what your magic wand is. Essentially what the wand is a conduit for the magic to express out of the person. So the wand just concentrates and focuses and directs the energy that you already have within you, the magic you have within you. So let's get some information on what your magic wand is, group 3. Obstacles and challenges. Okay. More information. Balance. I actually feel all those cards and that one. Okay, you have truth. That's the Justice card. This is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. I like it because it's kind of like a cross between an oracle deck and a tarot deck. So you've got the Universe, that's the World card. Wow. 3 really powerful major arcana right off the bat. Memories of Love, 6 of Cups. And Trapped in Fear, 8 of Swords. It's interesting that you have these 2 very challenging energies, and then a lot of really powerful stuff. So I do want to get some more cards before we kind of dive into the meanings here. I feel like it's important that we take our time in your reading for some reason, group number 3. Past. Wow. Okay. The 6 of Cups can talk about the past. It's memories, right? So there's something about your truth that's hidden in the past, is what they just told me. Something of your truth is hidden in the past. And I'm seeing you like calling these parts of yourself back with the Balance card. It's like you're reintegrating these aspects of your soul that may have gotten fragmented. They're showing me the broken pathway there. So it's like there's fragments of yourself that may have gotten lost over time, may have gotten trapped in certain timelines in the universe. Whoa, this is really deep. Okay, so you are definitely magical, group number 3. Very, very magical. And I feel like you're able to recall things from your past to balance this stuff out. It's like balancing karma, healing karma. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. Multiverse, no way. You have the Universe card and the multiverse. Okay, so I'm getting that you're like a cosmic witch, group number 3, or a cosmic wizard. You come from the stars, and you can see that here. So I think a lot of this is this truth of your soul can be found in your Akashic record. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like there's something in your Akash or through your karmic lineage that will give you insight into past timelines where maybe there was some things that you had to deal with that left you a little bit worse for wear. but you're able to overcome them. I'm seeing you as a student of the universe, group number 3. That's what they just showed me. They showed me the witch image that you chose, and then they showed me the universe, and then they showed me books. So what I took from that was you're a student of the universe. You're a student of magic, and you learn through these universal concepts, universal incarnations, things like that. You're operating within this multiverse framework. You're operating on different timelines simultaneously. That's what they're showing me. Like, you're in the past, you're in the present, you're in the future all at once. Your soul is like branched out into all of these different areas. And you're able to work through all of these like karmic loops and patterns to balance things out and recall through memory. So you may even have memories of things that you've never really, you never thought that you, what they're showing me, group number 3, is that you may have memories of things that you may not have quote unquote experienced. Does that make sense? It's like you can remember something, but it's not necessarily from this life. Or it's like a parallel version of you that experienced this thing, not you. It's almost like false memories, but they're not false. They're not delusions. It's like you're tapping into parallel timelines is what they're showing me. This is so deep. This got so deep so fast, group number 2. Whoa. Yeah, because you're able to dive into these different timelines and pull everything into the present. Oh, Olympus. They just said God of Truth in my mind. Who was the God of Truth? Is there a God of Truth? Maybe Athena? I'm not sure. And I just heard the phrase rising above as well. So you're able to rise above by finding the truth, discerning the truth, and getting yourself out of mental traps it's almost like by remembering things. Like you're able to remember your past and then you free yourself from it. You integrate it in like a multi-dimensional type of way. Oh, other world. Yeah, you come from another world, group number 3. You may even be a parallel soul. You know, parallel souls are pretty rare, but I've come across a few of them back when I used to do soul realignment readings. Yeah, you're a voyager. Whoa. You're a student of the universe, so you travel between dimensions, between universes, even between timelines. I was getting Atlantis as well, Atlantis, Lemuria. So being incarnated on Earth during some of its more challenging timelines, I think those are some memories that you may find you're accessing. Now, I'm interested how this is all relating to you expressing your magic and how this is related to your wand. And they're telling me that it's like your multidimensionality is your wand. It's your ability to timeline jump, they just said. Oh, you're a quantum leaper, group number 3. You're able to move from world to world. You go through these portals, different dimensional bridges is what they're showing me. And they're giving me the example of like Harry Potter when he goes from the platform, what is it called? King's Cross Station. And he goes through the wall into the platform 9 3/4 to get on the Hogwarts Express. It's like you're able to move through these imperceptible magical barriers. You walk through them like portals or doorways, and then you're able to enter into these magical spaces or different worlds, different realities. And you're doing it all at this very like multidimensional fractal level at the higher consciousness arena. It's like, I don't even know how to describe that. Light, because light travels faster than the speed of light. Like, yeah, I talked about this in one of the most recent or one of the previous activations that I did here on the channel. It was the reading, this reading will activate you. I talked about how Spirit was teaching me about light being able to move faster than the speed of light. It's like it goes into the future and then it reports back to the past to create this sort of like wave formation that light spans out in to find its path to the destination. It's really cool. So there's something about that, and because light and consciousness are like the same thing. So your consciousness is able to reverberate out through time in like a wave form pattern, and then report back to itself across these different timeline arcs. And you're able to kind of move seamlessly between them, whether you realize you're doing this or not. Yeah, you come from another world. Whoa, you've got the Temptation card. This is the Devil card. Light and dark. You're the balance between them. It's like you're the universe expressing yourself, group number 3. I mean, that's technically what we all are. We're the universe expressing itself in human form temporarily. But I just get this feeling that you've integrated many, many different layers of this, group number 3. And then because of that, you've become more whole. Accessing more of your God powers is what they just said. Because you've been able to integrate light and dark within the self, creating unity consciousness, balance, overcoming the darkness of the physical reality by transcending it, moving beyond the physical reality, because you understand that you are consciousness, you are pure light, and so you're able to move between these different dimensions and parallel realities, parallel universes even. You are from the other world, 100%. You're not from Earth. That's for sure. Not that there's anything wrong with Earth. Okay, the throat chakra has come up in every single one of these readings, so I feel like a lot of you who are drawn to my readings have a gift of divine communication, and it makes sense because like attracts like, and this is my primary energy center. This is my divine gift. It's communication. That's why I channel. That's why I speak. That's why I write and I sing and I do all these things that are connected to the throat chakra, because that's my divine expression. And like attracts like, so I magnetize to me people of a similar frequency. So it's not to say that everyone has that who's drawn to my readings, but the likelihood or the percentage is higher. Okay, so your wand is through communication at a very universal level, maybe even communicating things that you've learned from the past or from these alternate realities or dimensions, being able to speak this truth that comes from the gods. So channeling could be something that is how you express your magic, group 3. Getting yourself out of being trapped in fear is going to be a big part of that, because I think there may be some things from the past that need to be overcome here. Yeah, things where you were oppressed for speaking your truth or sharing your magic or being your authentic divine self. You know, like walking around in a past life going, I am the God source and I come from this higher dimension and I'm able to move between realms. That probably would have got you killed. Multiple different timelines is what they're showing me. And we have even examples of that in the modern age. I do feel like there's some justifiable reasons for fearing your own gift, group number 3, but you got to understand here is this is not going to be the same thing as it was before, and you're meant to express this otherworldly wisdom that you have and this magic of this God self that you've got access to. That you are. Financial and material changes. Okay, obstacles may be surrounding finances, money, resources. Ooh, Ace of Cups, love begins. Healing through connection to the divine, unlocking the Holy Grail. And they also just said Holy Trinity. Okay. I was going to stop pulling cards, but they keep giving me more. Accelerated motion. We haven't even gotten to any of the oracle cards. We're just pulling from this one deck, but it feels like it's significant to you, group number 3. And I was literally just going to say, I think it's because this is the Psychic Tarot, and I did feel called to mention that this is the title of this deck, and I didn't mention that in any of the other readings, and then I pulled over this card, and it's the third eye, which is psychicness. You're highly, highly, highly psychic, group 3, and this card have come up in every reading. Yeah. Power. Ooh, yeah. Your power is in your truth, your integrated truth. And there's something about the heart chakra that's important here too, because you have love begins and the heart chakra on the bottom. So alchemizing everything through love is your greatest power. Your greatest power. Oh yeah, we did get some of these cards. Yeah, I thought that we were just using all of the Psychic Tarot, but we did get Sacred Portal cards. I forgot. When I'm channeling in a reading, it's hard for me to kind of like keep track of what I'm doing. Okay, so we see a lot to do with love here. Love, new love, the heart, the love begins card, and the heart chakra. So I think a lot of this is alchemizing love. Relationships could be part of this as well. A conduit for your magic to express, like one of the wands, could be through love and romance. Overcoming heartache, they just said. Twin flames could be significant here as well. You're a very high level soul, group 3, so when that is the case, sometimes that soul will choose to split itself, fractalize, and then come back together for that purpose of transmutation. Cycles change, and the moon card. I just get so much psychic energy from you, group number 3. Universal psychic connection. I just heard astrology as well. You guys may be into astrology, or maybe you're an astrologer. Okay. Freedom and action with the horse. Freedom energy has come up in like every reading so far. And peace and serenity with the dove. I love that. So there's a lot here, group 3, okay? It's like more than the other two groups and 2 readings. It's like I'm seeing so much on your plate, for lack of a better way of saying it. Like you have a lot on your plate at soul level. You are this student of the universe that has a lot going on. It's like you have a full course load and then some is what it looks like. You're doing multiple things in different realms, in different dimensions, different points of your consciousness. You're very busy at soul level. So your magic can be expressed in any multitude of different ways. It's like you're this multifaceted being. There's no limitations. That may feel overwhelming to you because first of all, you've got a lot on your plate. And then second of all, it's like, how do you focus your energy when you're doing like a million things at once? Your soul is like the ultimate multitasker. You're juggling like 8 ball pins and 2 machetes and 3 torches. And it's like, holy crap, how are you doing this, group number 3? But for some reason, you're able to handle it, or you're able to move with that fluidly in some way. You're able to balance it all out. I think that's what makes you so powerful, because not only are you learning, you're also integrating teaching, you're also clearing timelines, you're also like rectifying darkness in the collective, but while doing that within yourself, you're also like healing love relationships and healing your past from childhood. I'm seeing you communicating these divine truths, channeling your power, and bridging the gap between this world and the other worlds. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. So like kudos to you, group number 3, because if you were drawn to this reading, this is intense, and I can see why this might feel overwhelming to you, and it might feel like you're trapped at times. But I think what Spirit wants you to know here is that your wand is the fact that you are everything. And so anything that kind of anything that you come up against, anything that you feel is challenging to you, it's kind of like you can alchemize it through these different timeline bridges, or jumping between these different timelines, because you can portal jump is what they're telling me. You can quantum leap. Reality shifting is one of like your specialties as a soul. So that's how your magic expresses itself. That's the wand. And my throat is like getting not tight, but I'm just like, I'm noticing that my voice is kind of like fading in and out a little bit. So it's almost like fading or phasing between different realities. So you have total freedom here. And if at any point you feel overwhelmed by this gift and by this magic that you are at soul level, remember that the true magic of your soul, the highest truth is unity, which is like this peace and serenity. So anytime that you feel overwhelmed, come back into unity. Really, like that's what I'm seeing. Come back into unity, that universal consciousness, that multiverse awareness, because it's almost like all of the different fractals merge into one, and then simultaneously you're separate, but you're also whole. And so it can kind of take some of the edge off, is what they're telling me. So when you're using this magic and when you're being this divine expression, it doesn't have to feel quite so overwhelming. You can tune into the God source energy. You can become that universal consciousness. And even if it's just for a brief moment, have a little bit of a respite from some of the pressures of all of these different timelines and realities and dimensions and universes, etc. It's a lot. They're showing me a couple of different archetypes. They're showing me Harry Potter. Like, he had a lot of responsibility on his shoulders for such a young guy, and he went through some crap in his past, and like he really had to be strong to get through all of that. That's the power I'm seeing. And they also showed me Doctor Strange from the Marvel comics, and how he had to really overcome a lot of his own darkness, like his own ego, which is the devil card, and then take on a massive amount of responsibility with the power that he was able to access, to be able to move through time and to explore different parallel realities and dimensions, and to astral travel, all of these different things. So this is kind of what I'm seeing here for you. So if in doubt, return to the source, return to the unity, and have a little bit of a break. Let yourself kind of like percolate in the unified universal consciousness, and then you can go out and you can address some of these like different things that you're doing. It's almost like you can slow down time, because they just showed me the person, they were showing me the visualization of the person juggling all of these different things, right, like I described, and they just showed me that person like willing time to slow down and then almost like creep to a halt, and then you can just kind of like take a breath in no time, like quote unquote no time, the void space almost. And then when you feel rejuvenated, you're able to pick it back up again and keep juggling, keep doing all these things. So take time to connect to this peace and serenity, because that's what's going to help you to achieve that inner freedom that allows you to take external action and bridge the gaps between all of these different realities that you are merging together within yourself as this unified whole. Holy cow, group number 3. What an intense reading, and it's such a profound message. So thank you so much for allowing me to channel this out for you. It was an honor to connect with you today. I hope you enjoyed the wands reading and that it gave you some insight into your magic, your power, and how to express it. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.